my channel. My name is Louise. My channel is a haul every Saturday without fail, and I do occasionally upload during the week. No set time, no set amount, depends what's happening in my life. So if you enjoy that type of thing and you enjoy somebody that talks a lot, because I tend to talk a lot, yeah, don't forget to subscribe down below, give me a like and a comment if you want to, they're appreciated. We actually work on a £60 budget normally. So this week, again, I say it every week, it was different. Every week's going to be different, you know, it depends what's happening in your life, doesn't it? So my daughter Blossom come around to look after Chip, my dog, because we're having to look after him 24/7 at the moment. And then when normally I would come back from work and go shopping, she actually took me shopping, so we had a car. Went to Asda, and then we popped into Aldi. We wasn't planning on doing that, but there was things missing in Asda, so we had to pop to Aldi. Really, we didn't have to, but because 9 times out of 10 my Aldi hauls are just like the rubbishy part of the food, you know, like the crisps and the chocolate, like that type of thing. So got my receipts. Actually spent £44.96 in Asda, but I think about £7 of that was sweets and chocolate that isn't in my haul, because it was actually Blossom's boyfriend's birthday, so I bought him a few bits, and I bought Blossom a few bits as well, because she's been chauffeuring me around with vet's visits and shopping and things like that, and she won't take any money, so she wanted some sweets, so we got some sweets. So that's not actually in the haul, so you've got to take £7 off of that. Well, do you? No, you don't, because it's in my budget, it's just not here. Then we went into Aldi and I spent £10.82. Wasn't planning on getting half the things that I did get, but I'll explain that as I go along. There was a few things I couldn't get in Asda. Coffee. So coffee, I love the Asda's own brand of coffee. I go through about a jar of it a week. That's what I drink at home. I've actually been drinking the Nescafe little sachet packets you can get for work, because they're like, to me it's like having a luxury coffee. I don't buy it in like Costa and Starbucks and stuff like that. I've tried it a couple of times, you know, when people are at, because the girls at work, they do, when they rave about a new coffee, I'll go out and try one every now and again. You know, I think I tried the Christmassy ones, and you know, when they bring special ones out, I'm always massively disappointed, and the prices, oh, it's scary. So yeah, I like the Asda's own cheaper one. Now I haven't been buying it recently, because I did have a couple in the cupboard, so I didn't then, and for the past few weeks they've not actually had any, but I have noticed they were, that was only 70p, it's now 83, but there is none of them. So I think I'm on my last jar in the cupboard. So if anybody can recommend a cheap coffee, I'm not a connoisseur. I mean, I can drink Nescafe, but it's just, you know, it's just a coffee. I do genuinely enjoy Asda's cheap brand. But I know that if you go to other stores, or maybe Tesco's and things, and their cheap brand may not be so good, so I'm relying on you to help me out with this one. Yeah, I'm gonna need to buy coffee next week. Also, the caramel Nescafe sachets that I've been buying, none of them in there either, so I couldn't get any of my coffees. So I'm okay for, I'm just gonna have to drink plain coffees this week. I've got enough coffee to keep me going, but you know, it's like when you're a coffee drinker, it's a little bit nerve-wracking thinking you're not gonna have it. What else is there? Crisps, couldn't get any crisps. They do have crisps, but they have like the Walkers and stuff like that. I can't justify in my budget or in my brain to spend those sort of prices. Usually Corey and I do like, so if you're new here, Corey's my adult son who lives with me, my adult daughter doesn't. So yeah, Corey and I, we do like our crisps, so I always have crisps in the house, and they didn't have any that I could get within like the types that I would have bought, so that's why we did end up going to Aldi and picked up a few other things whilst we was there. I think that's it. Oh, I'll explain what I bought as we go along. I did freak out thinking I'd lost my receipt, but we've got a receipt, so I can go through prices. There was a few more price hikes again, so we'll explain that as I'll go along, and yeah, let's get on with it then. Starting off with our fresh bits. I actually wasn't planning on getting any salad stuff. I think I'm just more into veggie stuff. I am very lazy with my food at the moment, I'm not going to lie about it, because there's no point. Just going for quick and easy things, but I did find this. This is a little gem lettuce, and it was in the reduced section. I'd already gone past lettuces, wasn't planning on getting any. 45p, really good price. And I'll probably just shove it in some sandwiches or something. Or like I said, I wasn't really planning on getting it, but it seems pretty decent. There's a little bit going off, but I think that's probably going to last us the week. Yeah, no particular reason for buying that, so that's why I don't have any more salad stuff. I don't have any, but I just wasn't planning on eating any. Now the broccoli, I actually wanted to get tender stem broccoli. Wow, never looked at the price because it's not something I normally buy, but I have enjoyed it a few times when I've eaten out with it. £1.25, and you probably would have got about 2 portions in it, so that's the reason I actually got a head of broccoli. Now most of them were not very good. I have noticed they've started putting an awful lot of stalk on, so you're paying for a lot of stalk, but I don't mind the stalk, you know, if you cut it off and like the outside off and chop it up, it will be fine. I actually had a mac and cheese that I bought last week, ready meal, I've not eaten yet, and I realised last week I should have bought some broccoli to go with it because I thought it would go good. This is actually a little bit more expensive than the last time I bought broccoli. It's 57p for the head. That literally was the best one in the bunch. So, you know, if you do need to be picky with this type of thing now. I got a chicken. I was thinking of doing a roast dinner, but I'm not entirely sure that's going to happen this week now. £3.37 for that one. So I do scan and go whilst it's in there. First time I've seen this come up. So when you scan one of these, what do they call this range? Essentials. It was called Essentials before when it was white. They've literally just changed the packaging. If anybody thinks it's a new range, it's not a new range. They have just changed the packaging. I've been buying Essentials for long enough to know the taste. It is exactly the same. They might have added a few more things to it now, but most of it's the same thing. But when you scan the Essentials, you get this little thing come up. So you're only allowed to buy 3. So if I wanted to buy chickens, I could only buy 3 of these chickens in one transaction type thing. And it came up on all of the range. So it's not that you can only buy 3 of the range, you can only buy 3 of each product in the range. So that was interesting. It's not an issue for me because I don't have a large family, but that's going to be a real pain for people with a large family. I understand why people have gone nuts with this range. I was going to buy, Chip has chicken thighs because I cook his meals from scratch. I was going to buy some chicken thighs, but they actually didn't have any of them in. Luckily I do have enough in the freezer, and I did freak out a little bit, I must admit, during the week, so I have already bought a packet during the week. So technically that should have gone with the shop, but I've used it because Chip's tablets, I didn't want to give him his dog food because he's a pace, and I'm thinking he's going to suss on that I'm putting his tablets in there. So I'm having to do a quick turnaround, and he won't be having dog food for a little while until we sussed everything out properly. I got this. This was, again, not something I was planning on getting. It's like you see, it's 60p. It says it's reduced from £1. It's not something I would normally buy. This is the mushroom stir fry. I don't tend to do stir fries that often, like really don't. Maybe once a year, that like really don't do it. And I'm not usually enjoying it. I think it's because I don't cook the veggies enough, and they still taste like the mud. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't cook it enough. But I was looking at the packet with the noodles, and I do have a lot of noodles. I think if I put noodles with it, it'd be good. So I actually picked up a sauce as well. This is another thing that I always do wrong. I always go with the same thing all the time. I would always put either a chow mein or a sweet and sour sauce in that. And if I'm not enjoying it so much, then I thought I'd change things up. So I found this. It's a sweet chilli and garlic, 60p. Never tried this before. So, you know, it says it's a medium. I don't know. Oh, the chilli would be a medium, wouldn't it? Yeah, I just thought I'd give it a go. Something a little bit different type of meal. And it's always good to try different flavours every now and again, and especially when you start to get a little bit older. I think your taste buds change more regularly. So that is technically a meal with noodles I've already got. Picked up some onions just because I'm nearly out, and I do like some roast onions in with the roast dinner that I'm going to do in the next few days. I'm not entirely sure when I'm going to do that. Oh, I will just mention now also, because I've been out a lot more often, vets visits and those sort of things, I did pick up a large thing of potatoes from Farm Foods that were £2.50, like a big sack of them. So I didn't need to buy any potatoes to go with this, so I was just letting you know, so you understand why there's certain things that are not there. Also, there would be like a milk here. We barely went through it. I got about 3/4 of the 4 pint left, so obviously don't need that. And we would normally have a big slab of cheese, but I've got a whole slab we've not started, so don't need that either. This is, okay, so Chip's eating an awful lot more. He's eating a lot of things. Oh, it's all different now. So Chip's my dog. Sorry, I should have mentioned it. If you're new here, Chip's my dog. He's not been very well recently, and we're trying to suss things out. Now he's eating a lot more wet food, but he's stopped eating all the biscuits, all the dry food. He's not eating at all. In fact, I've given them to my daughter to give to her dog because he's just not eating any. But I'm having to feed him more regularly. But I'm just giving him his chicken curry. So he's literally eating that day and night at the moment. So I thought I'd try and change things up. So I got a small packet of apples because I know apples are good for the dogs. I'm going to try him as it is. And then I thought if he doesn't like it like that, I could cook it down and puree it and see if he'd like it that way. So you can get these little tiny individual packets. Clearly they're just snack packets for humans. So they're small. You can get 3 for £1, so I got that. Also got the watermelon, because I know dogs can have watermelon. I just thought that's good for his water intake, because we're trying to up his water intake just a little bit, because he really doesn't drink much at all, and because he's on tablets to take the water out of his body. We don't want him to get dehydrated either. And then just some grapes for me. Just thought, you know, I may as well utilise the deal, because they're 40p a packet on their own anyway. So that's the reason for those ones. Now normally you would see a butter here, the real thing. That is my sort of treat. I absolutely love butter, but for a 500 gram I'm paying £3.25, or the 250 grams is £1.75. But this is a 500 gram for £1.10. Now Blossom has been looking after Chip whilst I've been at work, and she actually made a big pile of mashed potato. Use this because this is what I have for Corey, and I enjoyed it. So I thought, well, let's just go on to margarine. I know it's not, margarine isn't, well, it's not butter. It's a high content butter in it, but it's not butter. It's got added things to it. But yeah, I wouldn't normally buy this for me, but it's fine. I enjoyed it, and just price wise, it is so much better to get this. I don't buy yogurts that often. Never buy these yogurts. I've got to look for the price for this one. 88p for 12, because this is actually one packet. Normally you get them in 6 packs. So there's 12 of them. They last till the 7th of October. Again, this for an idea for the dog. I have done some Googling. Xylitol is the artificial sweetener that dogs cannot tolerate any of. Please check before you do anything, before you give your dogs anything, please check. Xylitol, big no-no. There's no xylitol in this. There's also no artificial colours, hydrogenated fats. If there's anything, if it ever says in your ingredients artificial sweetener, but it doesn't say what, then xylitol may be in that. So again, avoid it. I checked all the ingredients and I've googled all this. I think Chip should be okay, just having a very, very small amount. I mean, they're diddy pots, as you can see. They're very diddy pots. I probably wouldn't even give him a full pot in one go. I just thought it might break things up. He's having the same thing, and I'm just trying to give him a little bit of variety, because he must be getting bored by now. I mean, he's eating the chicken casserole very well still. But yeah, so 88p for that is good though. If you've got small kids, that's a nice little snack for them. Like I said, Chips, he was fussy before. I feel like the treats that I was giving him that he was eating before, he was just eating because his brother was eating them. Clearly he hasn't got his brother around to encourage him anymore, so this seems to be the only one that he will eat. So I have mentioned this before. You can get this in 2 sizes. You can get it in the 5-stick pack and you can get it in the 6-stick pack. 5-stick pack is 60p. The 6-stick pack is £1.20. A lot of difference. Literally everything is the same except the number. That is literally the only bit that you're going to see different. Plus, obviously, you want extra stick. Another thing I found out this week, because I thought it's not just because they do this in a beef as well, I thought it'd be nice just to change things up, so we can have a choice of a beef stick one day and maybe a chicken stick another day. I don't give my dogs treats that often. It's more so they know if I'm having to go out, which clearly is not going to happen with Chip for a while. But the beef in the 5-stick pack is £1.20 as well. Really shocked. So clearly I'm not going to buy that. That's just silly. This will definitely do Chip for a week anyway, so. And I got pot noodles again. Corey's been eating a pot noodle week. He hasn't for the longest time, but he's really enjoying them. So I've been buying him a different flavour every week, and I thought actually I fancy one as well. So these are actually on a deal for 60p. That's the lowest deal you're going to get them for now. That used to be 50p. So I just picked up the sweet and sour ones this week. and spaghetti loops. If you've been here for a while, you know I love these spaghetti loops. They are 38p normally. They've just gone up now. They're 40p, so I may need to do a little bit more of a stock when I get my brain in gear a little bit more. We're getting there though. I picked up some biscuits again for Corey. These are the ones he really likes. They're 60p digestives, chocolate covered digestives. And I've got something for myself. I do like the oat crumbles and paying 10p more just because of the oats. So they're 70p, but they're really nice. Got the sausage rolls again for Corey. I'm just going to double check the price of that one because I believe they were 88p before. Oh no, these are now 98. I don't know if they had gone up and I just don't remember, but they're now 98p. Ugh, this is getting tiresome, isn't it? So, sauces. I don't buy the pasta sauces that often. Actually fancy pasta this week, which is quite unusual for me because I'm not massive on pasta. As I mentioned, I have been doing some clear outs of things, trying to keep my mind distracted, and I found a lasagna sauce, the white lasagna sauce, not this one, and pasta sheets to make a lasagna. I know I've got mince as well, so I picked this one up. This is smooth Bolognese pasta sauce. It says it's ideal for lasagna or meatballs. I actually wanted to just find the red sauce that you usually get, but they didn't have any. These are all 90p each, so I've got that to make a lasagna at some point. I picked up the garlic and tomato, I said that the wrong way around, the tomato and garlic pasta sauce for myself, just to put with some pasta because I just want the option. Didn't eat pasta this week because I just could not be bothered to make a sauce myself. I have all the ingredients, could have made it, wouldn't have taken that long. But I know I would have had pasta if I had a pasta sauce. Again, this is another reason why I picked this one up. I normally don't buy cheesy pasta sauce because Corey's not a fan, and I've realised I'm not having things I might want because I'm trying to think about what Corey would want, which is silly. I know that. It's a learning curve. When you have kids for so many years, you always put them first. He's old enough to do his own food, and he does 9 times out of 10, so I need to get myself out of that mindset. So I actually bought a cheesy pasta sauce for myself. If Corey wants to have any when I have some, that's absolutely fine. Got the mulled salsa, 85p for that jar. Corey and I are enjoying Doritos nacho plates, so I just want to make sure I have sauces. Didn't need either of these, but again, sauces sometimes they're out, so, and you don't get them for a long time, so I'm just going to keep picking some up. So this is the one Corey absolutely loves. This is the barbecue sauce. It's £1. I got myself a brown sauce for 55p. Dr Pepper, I always buy 2 of those for Corey. They're £1.70 for one, or 2 for £3. And the pastas are actually for me. Now I always buy the cheap 30p pasta for Corey, the tubes. He absolutely loves them. He will pick them above these. These will just sit in the cupboard. He won't eat them. He said, I'm sure it's a texture thing. So, pasta. They're both 85p. So I bought the macaroni one because, you know, cheesy sauce. I actually remember having these years ago. These are the ones I would get for the kids. The spirelli, I don't know how to say it. Spirally. There's a spirally one. I used to get them for the kids all the time. They're really nice, but I know for a fact he'll just look at them, bypass them, and go for the one that he always has. So that was just purely me getting different shapes for the texture because I enjoy them. I actually did see these Doritos, new flavours, in the other day when I was getting chips chicken, and they were £1.50. When I went in to do my shop, they're £2, but they're on a deal 2 for £3. So this is still paying the £1.50. So we've actually opened these to try these because Corey was dying to try them. They're very strong and they're very nice. So this is the loaded pepperoni pizza, and then we've got the triple cheese pizza. Just got to give them a go, haven't you? Toilet roll, £1.93. Now I am sure, I would lay money that this was supposed to be on that thing that Asda had promised, where they weren't going to put any price hikes on it until next year. 3p all adds up though, doesn't it, with all the other little pennies they're putting on everything. So they put this one up to £1.93 instead of £1.90. So ready meals, I picked up 3. I got the chips and curry sauce for myself. Now this is a really nice stodgy type meal. I don't normally buy ready meals for myself, but I just fancied it. Corey doesn't enjoy this one, so I know that's going to be safe. I picked up the cheese and tomato pasta for Corey and the beef lasagna because he enjoys those. Got the pepperoni pizza. Now, I normally buy the deep pan one, which is £1, and then I found this, not seen this in there before, 66p. I do know like he likes a thin crust one as well, so thought we'll just give it a go. And mixed vegetables to go with chips, chicken curry, because we were running out, and this is 72p. Bread, this is the one I always buy. This is the thick sliced toasty one, and this is now 80p. I don't know if I know it was 70. Is it just recently gone up, or have I mentioned that before? Not entirely sure. And Corey's chicken dippers, I buy a packet of these every week. This was actually the last one on the shelf. I was so excited to find it. I did pay attention this time because I mentioned this one every week. So this is the 1.275 kilogram. This is £4.25. They have a number of other packets which are 800 grams. I actually remembered it this time. 800 grams for all the other ones. They are all now the same price as this size packet, or more expensive. There's one of them that's actually £5.25 for 800 grams. So clearly this is the best one to get for your money. I don't know the fact that I'm letting you not know about this all the time, that's the reason they're getting short in store. But if I can help you out, I'm going to. So if you are into like chicken, you know, battered, or, well, these are the battered ones, aren't they? Yeah, these are battered. So the breadcrumbs one will be more expensive. The chunks will be more expensive. Well, for the amount you get, more expensive. So if you are in the market for something like this, this is your best deal. Unless you want to get like the cheap nuggets or something, which Corey just, I don't know what it is, he just likes those ones. So that was the Asda. And like I said, they didn't have any crisps. So the idea was to go into Aldi and get crisps and coffee. Coffee was an absolute no-go, and then we ended up going out with other things that I'll show you in a minute. So they didn't have these ones before. So these are just like French fries, I think they call them, crisps. So they called them obviously the crispy fries because they can't use the same name. They've got ready salted cheese and onion, salt and vinegar. It is a 10 pack for £1.25. That's a really good price. I thought I'd give them a go. So this is the pack that I actually was going to get. So in Asda, the big packet like this with these flavours would be £1, £1, I wish. £3.50 for that. And they have 28 in the packet. This has 30 packets in the packet. It has 12 ready salted, 6 salt and vinegar, 6 cheese and onion, and 6 prawn cocktail for £3.19. So it's a good saving and more crisps for it. Whilst I was in there, like I said, I was going to look for coffee. No go on the coffee, but Boss had been telling me about, oh, you should have some muffins because you had muffins recently. Now the muffins in Asda are 90p, and for 4 of them I just couldn't do it. But they're only 59p, which is way, way better. And these just look so much better as well. So I picked these up to go in the freezer just when I get a hankering for muffins. And this was just, we was bypassing, I just picked them up. If you remember before, I picked these up, and they're like a copy of the Bueno bars. These are £1.19 for 7 bars, and they're amazing. The textures are beautiful and the taste are just so nice. They do this in a chocolate filling one instead of the hazelnut, which is absolutely fine. It's just not so much my thing. It's a very, very strong chocolate hit. So if that's what you're after, go for the chocolate one. But this one is beautiful. Absolutely love it. And I just picked these up to go in the cupboard. Corey and I are not really particularly eating them. But, like, you know, I don't get the opportunity to go to Aldi so much. I'm not going to phone Blossom every week just to go to Aldi. She would take me, but I'm not going to do it. These are 62p each. In Asda, they would be 89p for these ones. This is like a Twix, and this is like a Mars bar. They're very nice. In fact, Corey enjoys these more than the Asdas and the Real Makes. He gets like a craving for this chocolate. So Aldi chocolate is really, really good. And that's all of it. So I think I just worked out, it's like 55 and change we spent out of our 60. So our shop is getting right up there. I know the past few weeks I've been buying and not thinking and not really caring about it, but clearly things are picking up a little bit. I've been thinking about a little bit more meal ideas. I was thinking more budget related with some things I wouldn't buy because they were just a little bit too expensive and I couldn't justify it. We're getting to that stage where I might actually have to stop with the luxuries. I'm aware I have a lot of luxuries here, but like I said, if you have a budget and you can do it within your budget, then why wouldn't you do that? When we get to the point, and I say when because like every week the prices are going up, when we get to that point where I've got to choose between, you know, having some vegetables or some meat for chip or curry or some crisps, then the crisps will go. But right now we're just about managing in our budget, so I will stick with it. Planning on in the future, don't know when, not going to put a date on it, but I do need to do a bit of a stock up. Like I said, I have been going through cupboards. I've donated a lot of foods that I know are just not, they're just going to sit. They've been sitting for so long and they're still in date. That I've not used them, I'm not going to use them, so I just donated those because I don't want them to sit there until they go bad and then I've just got to bin them because that's just a total waste. So I do have space in my cupboards. My freezer's pretty full though, so I don't really need to do that. So at some point I'm going to sit down and try and make a bit of a stock type, you know, stock for the winter type thing, because I think, you know, prices are just going to keep going up, aren't they? I don't know when this is going to end, if it's going to end. But we're all in the same boat. We just have different budgets to work with. Clearly if things carry on with chip the way I feel they're going to, I might have to take my food budget down slightly to account for medications. If I have to do that, then that's what we'll do, and we'll work with the new budget. That's just what you have to do. Okay, I'm going to go now because I am going to go on a little bit of tangent if I stay on here. I just did, and I'm going to delete all that because it's just totally pointless stuff. Do you know what I'm like? Clearly things are picking up when I can start thinking and my brain is going 20 miles an hour. That's a good thing for me. Maybe not for you. But yeah, I'm going to go now. I hope everyone's doing well with everything that's going on in the world right now. I'm sending out good vibes, good wishes to everybody, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.